for our brand new segment, Health and Well-being. And I'm with transformational coach, health and wellness coach, Sister Sumaiya Hoosen. And today we're speaking about getting healthy the wholesome way. And Sister Sumaiya's wholesome is SUM because to get wholesome, it's a sum of many parts in our body to get us there. So let me welcome Sister Sumaiya Hoosen to our inspired afternoons. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Sumaiya. Sister Sumaiya is just connecting in. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sumaiya.
Walaikum salam. And how are you, Mariam, today?
Alhamdulillah, and yourself. And I see you outside enjoying, soaking up the winter sun. And it looks glorious. I see palm trees. And earlier I just mentioned in my intro that every part of my body, mind, and soul is aching for some vitamin C. And I said SEA because I've been taking vitamin C regularly. For immunity, but now those palm trees are even making me have this desire and wish that I can be transcended to the ocean because I'm an ocean person. I just asked all my listeners, where's your go-to serene place? I know some people it's the bush, some people just to be out in a garden or something. I know some people are mountain people, but I'm definitely the ocean person. So what is your vitamin C? Which place do you gravitate for if you just want to get out?
For me, it's very up and down depending on the season and the mood. But speaking of the ocean, my family and I were desperate to go to Durban last week. But because of the restrictions at the moment, that could not be. So we actually just took a drive to the Vaal River. To get a bit of water. I think any site with some water, a natural water system, whether it's a lake or an ocean, that's it just beckons to me.
Yes. So, Sister Sumaiya, what we want to do is let's do a brief recap. If you can just summarize what we discussed in terms of wholesome health and wellness. Why importance of health and wellness, and then we can get. So today I see you're going to tell us. Well, you describe health as a house. Looking forward to that analogy and listening to that, and then you have your 8 pillars and so we have a 8th pillars. So I'd like to discuss that as well as our vision. So let's see how far we go. Otherwise, we can just continue next week. But maybe just a nice summary for all our listeners that just tuned in this week.
Okay, that'll be perfect. Before I begin, Miriam, can you hear me clearly? Because I think there seems to become some sort of breakup in the connection.
Okay, I can hear you on our side. Shazia is giving us a thumbs up. So from my side, all clear. But can you hear me?
I can, but in bits and bobs. But we can go on the way that it is at the moment. I can hear you enough.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead.
Okay. So last week, I think we touched slightly on the approach that I use with clients. But today, I thought perhaps I can just recap this. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through the process in brief. When a client signs up for the Wholesome program, we first sit together and we explore your health challenges, your lifestyle, and your goals. I get to know all about you, Miriam, through what I call the health history session. Then I become an expert on you. So you get your very own health expert, personal health expert in your corner. We sit then and we co-create a plan that addresses your health challenges and obstacles within the context of your lifestyle, with the aim of achieving your vision and your goals. We take it one step at a time, and I set you up for success at every step by giving you tools and recommendations to implement certain recommendations. So I like clients and I like to set them up by telling them right at the beginning of the process. This is a process, it's ongoing. So you may take 2 steps forward for 3 days and then a step back on the 4th day. But that's okay as long as you keep making the steps forward. And I like to say practice makes progression, Miriam, not perfection. As human beings, we will never be perfect. All we can do is continually strive to improve. So that's just a brief summary of how I walk through the first session with my clients.
Okay,
Okay.
and then I like this. I love this analogy that you sent in terms of you describe health as a house. So tell us, please, about this analogy of linking our health and and equating it to our houses, because something home or your house is one of your most treasured possessions you have, and also your home is your comfort zone. It's where you go and you take solace. And for me, that's why I'm saying our body and our mind, and that is a place if we feel comfortable in our skin and we are pain free and we feel energized, then that internally is our place of solace. So I just love this analogy. I've never ever thought of it this way, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more the English educator in me comes out, and I can just see numerous analogies here: house, health, and I'm just sitting here, I'm thinking about so many analogies, why it's a perfect analogy. And if you were my student, you would have got full marks for linking the health to the house.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Miriam. I'm very happy that you love the analogy. Because
Mm-hmm.
human beings are, I was trying to frame it in such a way, and because I know we humans tend to be visual people. So if you can picture something clearly in your mind, you can understand it in a better way, right? So the premise of the wholesome's plan is that I say like food is much more than just fats and carbs. We know there's so many other macro and micronutrients involved. At Wholesome, I believe that health is much more than just food and exercise, which many people unfortunately have been led to believe that that's what the sum of their health is. So I like you to visualize your health as a house, right? Just like a good, sturdy house needs a good foundation and strong pillars of support in order for the structures to stand to last a lifetime, so too does your healthy lifestyle. And I was just telling my kids, I was trying to put it in a way to my kids, and I said, just think of the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. You want to put up a good, solid structure right from the beginning. So I say to my clients, I think of myself as an architect. I'm the architect of your dream healthy life. This is your vision, and I simply draw up the plan and I give you the bricks to build your vision. And if we continue on this analogy, Miriam, you already inhabit a home, and that's your body as well as your physical house. But whilst it's been built already, some of you may require some maintenance work. So, Miriam, something that worked for you in your 20s or 30s may not work for you any longer, and it probably won't work for you any longer. The fact that we grow new skin every 28 days, or our bodies grow completely every 7 to 10 years, means biologically we're different people, mentally and emotionally as well, because we grow as individuals. And what works for us what worked for us a couple of years ago is not going to work anymore. Others may require additional support for each pillar. So there may be a fault or weakness that has appeared, or a pillar that's crumbled altogether. Maybe your lifestyle evolved in such a way that you're under chronic stress. And this results in a cascade of biological reactions that has impacted detrimentally on your health, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. And yet others may find that they want to demolish the existing structure altogether and put up a new one, an improved one. I'm talking about those people that have always suffered from an ailing health complaint or another. Maybe it's never occurred to them that they may have a food intolerance, or those people that have been told from when they were little that being overweight runs in the family and is part of their genetic heritage and they should just live with it. I don't believe that we should always believe the stories that we tell ourselves and the stories that we've been told. So if that makes sense to you, if I'm the architect, we start with the end in mind. The end is your vision. You're going to describe to me what you see. At the end of the program, you're going to tell me exactly what you want out of the program, what you're going to describe to me what you look like at the end of it, what you feel like at the end of the program, and what you think like. Then we're going to work towards this together. I will be your guide by your side. I hope I haven't lost you there, Miriam. I hope you're still
No, no,
sticking
no,
with
you
me.
haven't. I'm paying attention. I'm being
You're
Good,
being the
good.
student, not the
Recipient.
educator
And
now.
I'm being a good student. I always am. I mean, part of this platform is I learn along with my listeners. So I'm understanding what you're saying. You can see I'm goal orientated here. And I think that's the next section is you actually ask you actually we need to have a goal in mind, so where we need to get, what's our destination. I want the beach, but you want me to get there in the wholesome, best, healthiest version of myself to get to the beach. So where I'm heading, but it's how I get there in terms of how I feel when I get there, because I can't be ill and feel sluggish when I get there. So you need to get me there. So now tell us about the goals.
100%. I love how you say you need to know your destination. But to get to the destination, you need a direction or you need a map. So that's another analogy we could draw up now. We could leave the house analogy and we could use
Mhm.
a map analogy. But let's stick with the house. So once I have your vision, right, I'm going to then ask you, I'm going to say, put pen to paper and write down your goals with respect to each of the pillars. Obviously, upfront, I describe to my client what each pillar is. And I say, with respect to each pillar, tell me what your goals are. So, what are your desired outcomes when it comes to food, nutrition, and eating pattern shifts, or your body composition, appearance, and tone? With respect to your energy levels, Miriam, and cognitive function. I mean, you want to go to the beach and be able to run and jump and swim and kick the ball with your kids. And when you're getting to work every day or the next morning, you want to still be able to function. Your cognitive function has to be good. So, what is your expectation from the program? And very importantly, you have to know why. It's not saying that you want to lose weight, Miriam, is not a big enough why for most people. You're generally going to, by the fifth day, say, oh, okay, it's fine. You're going to give up on that why. So your why needs to be a big why. Why is this important to you? Is it maybe if you have kids, is it to have more fun with your kids by working on your fitness, or to build your dream career by working on your energy and your cognitive function, or to inhabit your body with confidence and ease by working on nutrition, movement, and other pillars, or to eliminate illness if that's what you need to do at this time. You need to always keep your eye on the why. Write it down. Like I mentioned earlier, human beings are visual creatures. The minute you write it down and see it, there's a direct connection then. And you hold yourself more accountable to something you've written down than something you've just thought in your mind. And write down this why and make it a very big why. Right? And if we
Yeah,
go even further,
I'm putting
so
the
I
why
hope
with a
I hope
question mark. I'm
I
putting
hope
it
the
with a
student
question
is
mark. Yes, so I have it
I'm
here,
just
and
saying
I
I hope the student in you is taking notes and writing down their goals
see
as they
there,
go along.
and I've got there the why, not just the why. For emphasis, I have it with a question mark. So it's
100%.
really why.
100%. Right? To give you more food for thought, depending on my client, I may even then ask the client to list 3 tasks which they enjoy that might help them achieve those goals. For example, with respect to movement, your goal could be fit and strong so that you can play around with your kids or whatever your why is. But what are the activities that you personally enjoy that will help make you fit and strong? Do you enjoy playing a sport? Or do you enjoy running, doing road running? Or have you tried yoga or an aerobics class? What have you experimented with before? And what do you know that you like and what do you know that you dislike? Because it's not about forcing you into something. It's not about the mindset that exercise has to be done this way. I have to run 5 kilometers every day in order to reach my goals. No, that's not what it is. It's about making it fun. It's about bringing grace into the whole wholesome picture and not constricting you and pigeonholing you. And it's about
Sumaya,
what
I love
works for
that.
you.
Yeah, I love what you said. How I'm gonna get there, because sometimes when you go to a fitness trainer, work out a fitness plan, I find it's very regimented, and you do it because your motivation is this golden air, but you're not enjoying the process. And for me, part of reaching my goal, or part of my getting there, if I and my aim is the journey itself, and the journey must be enjoyable, because you need to love every moment. So you must enjoy it. And like for me, there's certain, like, I know you into running and that, but I'm not a runner. I'm a walker. And that's why my friends who do jogging and that, I walk very fast. Mind you, I used to live in Ferreira's town, so I used to walk whole of town. From my home to Carlton Center was probably 10 blocks, but I used to walk it every Saturday. So walking for me is easy. I used to walk from Fordsburg back to Ferreira's town every day. So it's innate. So I can walk fast. I can keep up with your slow jog, and I can do a brisk walk. So I love walking and I love Pilates. So the thing is, as my mentor and coach, you will then take that into consideration to say, okay, so Mariam likes this in terms of her preference to fitness activities. She do for her cardio, quick walks, brisk walks, and strengthening exercises and breathing. She's choosing Pilates. So basically, I look forward to it because I know I don't have to jog, I don't have to do aerobics, I don't have to do this. You work within what I enjoy. Am I correct in this?
100%. 100%. For this to become your lifestyle, Miriam, you have to enjoy it. Look, at the beginning of the process, depending on your activity level, you may not enjoy anything if you're huffing and puffing and you've been a couch potato for a
Mhm.
very long time. So it depends on where you are, and we start with where you are. But it has to be something that you enjoy. You're lucky that you know that you love walking and you know that you love Pilates. So we start
Oh,
with
and I
you at
just
that.
thought of something now, Sumaya. I started walking netball. I don't know if you heard of walking netball, was just introduced recently in South Africa. So basically, it's netball for 30, 35 years and older. So it's a netball, but you walk. If you run, you actually, it's a fault. So it's senior netball. It's quite popular in the Middle East and in Europe, and just introduced last year in South Africa, walking netball. And I mean, I used to play netball at school, but I don't feel I'm strong enough with cardio. But the walking netball has been terrific because the ball skills are still there in terms of your hand-eye coordination, catching everything, but you quick walk as opposed to running. So that's something else that I actually started, and I really, really enjoy the social aspect of it as well, the walking netball. So something like that, would that qualify in terms of the fitness?
Of course, yes. Anything that you enjoy doing, it's movement, it's fitness, it's keeping you fit, is it not? It's moving your body, is it not? And besides that, you're getting your socialization in, which is also very important for your health. It's exceptional. You're also engaging your mind-body connection because of the hand-eye coordination in terms of the ball
Absolutely.
skills. You engaging your mind, and anytime you engage your mind during a movement or during an exercise, you working your body in a more holistic way. So I think that's a wonderful sport if that's what you enjoy.
Yes.
I know a
So
lot of
Sumaya,
men will say soccer. So if that's what they enjoy, they must go for that and make that work for them.
lovely. So basically, just to sum up for our listeners in that, in terms of your health and it, fine. Basically, you're saying find a fitness routine and exercises or a sport that you enjoy, and then work around that in terms of reaching that goal and answering part of answering that why. And I love what you said, and I'm going to use that as my new little saying, not perfection, but practice makes progress. I just love this. And I think, with your permission, I'm going to use it even when I mentor the younger kids in terms of that, practice makes progression. What we're going to do is we've caught up with time. So, inshallah, your 8 pillars and the other steps in terms of uh, the the erecting the pillars as well. So let's discuss that next week, inshallah, and we can just do a quick recap next week. And then I'm very keen to introduce. I love all this, how you have these analogies, and your 8 pillars are nothing that you would think about conventionally. So all listeners, please do tune in again and listen to the 8 pillars, because it's nothing what you're thinking about. It's so different, those 8 pillars, and but all encompassing and all good. So jazakallah so much for your time, and we'll speak to you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah, Mariam. Unfortunately, I wish I could spend hours and hours chatting about this. I feel so passionate about it, but obviously our time is up. But yeah, we'll reconnect next week and catch up then.
Jazakallah so much, as always. Looking forward to it, and it was an absolute pleasure. And I know I've learned a lot in this short time, but and will continue learning. And I'm sure all my listeners and all the viewers have enjoyed your advice. And I think part of my take home is you're very encouraging, and you make it all. It's easy to do. It's easy to you make us think about things, and I think it's very easy to adopt, inshallah. So hopefully by the end of all our whole segment, we'll all be on that route to getting healthy the wholesome way. Jazakallah so much, Sumaiya Hoosen. Until next week, Assalamu
Ameen.
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam, Mariam, and to the listeners.
That was Sister Sumaiya Hoosen and getting healthy the wholesome way. So please do think about your goal. Ask yourself why you want to do this. What is your goal in terms of overall health and how you're going to achieve it? And think about what activities, physical activities you enjoy and you would adopt part of your fitness routine. And next week, maybe we'll focus on what foods we enjoy that will lead us to a wholesome destination. So, Shazia, that lollipop is not on. That cannot be part. I just caught her out. Yes, I caught her on. We're going a wholesome way, Shazia. That's the last week of the lollipops. Yeah, the last week of the lollipops. And now she's saying, I got her out. I called her out on A. I think that's what she's surprised and astonished that I called her out on A. Yeah, if I could just angle the microphone there, I'll tell you, she looks like she's, the teenager when you're in school and you sit at your desk and the teacher is not worried and she's licking a lollipop, and then a teacher comes in and the teacher catches her there. And there she's showing her classmates because there's a screen here. So lucky she's protected here, because I see I've got producers and engineer and everybody eating. I think the only wholesome guy that looks like there is Muhammad. I don't know if he snacks. Yes, he's a healthy guy. He's a wholesome guy there. And all of them, others are just snacking on unhealthy snacks. So, yes, we're going to show, they need to start. Yes. Oh, so Arai secrets are coming down here because the Red Bulls. No more Red Bulls. Shazia. I know Zakia. Why are we letting secrets out? Zakia one day en route to the studio says, Appa Mariam, I need to stop at a garage. I need something urgently I need to get. And I thought, I don't know, maybe something urgent Zakia needs. I didn't question. I just like a good mother figure does. I indulged her and I stopped. And we came back in the car. I seen this Red Bull. And I looked and I said, what was so urgent? She said, I just needed to get through this couple of hours. So, Zakia, all the Red Bulls and everything now has got to stop. We're learning the wholesome way. We're getting healthy the wholesome way. So let's go for a short break. And then I'm going to have two young individuals, young adults, and we're talking gender roles in the 21st century. So let's go for a short break.